Is that not loud now?
No, it's not loud anymore.
I'm glad you're safe.
I've got headphones in. It's deafening otherwise.
My headphones on, mine aren't in. If you get my meaning.
Yeah, you've got big ones.
Yeah, basically. Yes, I have a big one. We're not getting a George Decay.
Oh my.
Silph Co. Silph Co Part 1.
Part 1.
Part 1. We finish it next week. Boob Fountain! Right.
Good grief, Sean.
That's a Japanese game. There's boobs everywhere. It was very sinister music.
That's weird.
Well, Team Rocket are taking over. And as we all know, Team Rocket are a threat. Which means a lot of Team Rocket fights. I mean, a lot of them. Plus some dickhead in purple trousers will show up later. Not in this part, but later. Who we haven't seen for a while. Yeah, lots of Golbat. This is Golbat, it's not a Zubat, it's a Golbat. Slightly different. Oh, Surf. When you want to relive the 90s.
People still surf.
Yeah, because people still surf. So no one surfs anymore, it became faux pas. You come from Cornwall, everyone surfs.
Not everyone. Quite a lot do.
I can't imagine you on a surfer.
Me, not I don't like the beach.
It would either be really bad or you'd be amazingly awesome at it.
Without even trying.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm just doing it, it's great.
This whole thing is, he's great at it, but he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he hates it.
I don't like the beach, you know I'm not fond of the beach.
But you come from Cornwall.
I don't like
one place in England where the beaches are actually slightly decent.
I come from Cornwall. I went to college in Worthing on Sussex on the south coast there. Always
there are beaches are shit.
Yes, it's very
usually different. Literally as well.
I do like the coastline. I prefer to live near the coast. I don't like living inland.
It's cooler.
I like the idea of.
And my hay view is not as bad on the coast.
I like living near water generally, so big rivers and things like that will do for me as well. But I don't like the beach. The reason I don't like the beach is I don't like sand.
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
I was waiting for you to do that. I knew one of us was going to. I don't like sand. I'm not a summer person though either. I don't like the heat.
Yeah, but if you're on the coast, the heat's not usually too bad.
No, but usually the days you would go to the beach. The coast I don't have an issue with. I don't like going to the beach itself. Because on the days you would normally go to the beach, generally, it's going to be quite hot.
You go to Spain where the sand burns if you go down the beach in the afternoon.
I don't like it.
The sand gets so hot. Yeah.
I don't mind going down to the beach on a day that it's overcast. And
I'm wearing a hazmat suit, so no sand gets near me.
Alright, not that far, but I've never been a fan of sand.
Okay.
Specifically, the issue I have with it is actually sun cream.
Oh, it sticks. No, sand on my sandwiches is still the worst thing ever.
Americans call it sunscreen, don't they? They don't call it sun cream, do they?
Cream. Well, if you call something sun cream in America, they probably think you can eat it.
Yeah, probably. But I don't like it because, despite the fact you get ones that says they're not oily and not sticky, they always are.
Damn you advertisers, you lied to me. We need a lot of shit to talk about. There's nothing to talk about in the video, so we'll go for rants on sun cream if you want.
I'm not a big fan. I don't like. I'm someone who I've got naturally quite oily skin.
You're naturally oily.
Yeah, I am. The benefit of it is.
And that's why he wants to become a politician.
Shut up.
Satire.
Thank you. Sure.
I need to hire a guy to be my room shot. I don't know if I say just go.
No, somewhere far back in the family we come from Mediterranean stock.
Stock?
Well, it's not an exact term for it, but yeah, somewhere in the family we think we've got some Mediterranean blood in us, which means, and a lot of the time people from like Spain, Italy, Portugal, the joke is they're greasy skinned and things like that. And it's not untrue, but the fact of it is those people tend to look younger for a lot longer as well because they don't age in quite the same way. Part of it's a dietary thing and things like that. My granddad had quite oily skin. My mum does, so it's genetic. But that means I'll look young for a long time.
Lucky you.
I honestly have no idea if that's good or bad. Scientist Jerry.
What's wrong with Jerry?
No, it's just not a name I'd associate.
He
with
should be
scientist.
being chased by Tom.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Tom.
Does Tom and Jerry still exist on TV? All the things they brought back from kids' TV.
I think it's still going.
I mean, not the original shorts from the 40s when the original shorts came from.
Those are still aired. I know that much. I think it's still going. I'm looking it up now.
Just curious, I haven't seen it. It's all the things they bring back. I admit there's limits to what you can do with Tom and Jerry. It's a 20 minute. Even that, I don't know how long Tom and Jerry shorts were. Of just
so the short
slapstick.
films themselves aren't. Hang on. There have been lots of spin-offs though, because the original ones went from 1940, which is when they were created, up to 1967. They've had other TV series such as The Tom and Jerry Show, 1975, The Tom and Jerry Comedy Show, 1980-1982, Tom and Jerry Kids, 1990-93, Tom and Jerry Tales, 2006-2018, and The Tom and Jerry Show, again, 2014 to present. So yes, that's still ongoing.
Oh, it's just that you don't really hear.
They've also had their first feature-length film based on the series, which was Tom and Jerry the Movie. It was released in 1992.
Not the one where they talk.
I think it was.
Which is the one thing Tom and Jerry should never do is talk.
A very recollection it is, yeah. And they've had 12 direct-to-video films as well, which have been produced since 2002.
Did you do a film with Tom and Jerry? No point to
Yeah,
Jerry
they
was
talk
they were
in that
short.
film.
They were
I've got actually, oddly enough,
Jerry does something, Tom does something like that. Chaos ensues. Tom getting the shit kicked out of him usually.
I've got a vague recollection. I remember watching the Tom and Jerry movie actually.
No, very well they talk. Tom and Jerry should never talk, other than Tom yell.
They've got one that's actually released next month,
That's okay.
which is Tom and Jerry, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Tom and Jerry, you're still buying these, or what? Someone's buying them.
All they seem to be doing is adding Tom and Jerry to other stories.
Yeah.
So you've got Tom and Jerry, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I want Tom and Jerry and Frank's Diary.
They had one last year,
It's like
which
a
was Tom
dark
and Jerry Back to Oz.
Oh, I thought it was Back to the Future though, and Christopher Lloyd needs to be in Tom and Jerry.
No, but Tom and Jerry Back to Oz is itself a sequel of Tom and Jerry and the Wizard of Oz.
Tom and Jerry walking to other films. Just half a twist of what's Tom and Jerry just walking. Like, they impose them like it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Just Tom and Jerry walking.
They've done Tom and Jerry Meet Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Robin Hood and His Merry Mouse.
It's Merry Mouse. Oh god. Wait, is Jerry just a collection of all the merry men just eating Jerry? You know?
The story begins with Robin Hood and his companion Jerry.
Okay.
The transport, attempting to ambush tax money transport going through Sherwood Forest. The transport is a setup for a trap by the Sheriff of Nottingham, Prince John's right-hand man, who is accompanied by his hench cat, Tom.
Hench cat. That's now my new favourite term. My hench cat.
Your hench cat.
I need two of them. You want to be the fat, stupid one, and one to be the thin, lanky, smart one. That's how henchmen come.
They had one in 2006, which is Tom and Jerry, Shiver Me Whiskers.
Oh, thank you, God.
The names of some of these are just Tom and Jerry and Nutcracker Tale. They did, which is synchronized.
Everyone's done with Nutcracker. The Care Bears did with Nutcracker.
Tom and Jerry's Giant Adventure, which is, oddly enough, it's Jack and the Beanstalk. You've also got Tom and Jerry the Lost Dragon.
Okay.
Which is an odd one. By the looks of it, actually, this is at my... I'm just reading through the plot. It's the only one I can work out that's not based on anything.
Making it really obscure.
They've had Tom and Jerry Spy Quest. They've had loads of these.
Oh, I thought it was Tom and Jerry Meet the Spy Kids. Remember those films? It was just me.
Spy Kids. Oddly enough, I mentioned them at work the other day.
As you do. Just like anyone just out of nowhere would just say Spy Kids. Anyone else?
No, I'm trying. We were I was talking about D&D, and one of the things I thought was like the Spider Monkey in Spy Kids 2.
They were done by Robert Rodriguez, who
They were.
doesn't do films like that.
No, they're very odd films. They did a fourth one, didn't they?
I know they did one 3D where Sylvester Stallone's the villain.
Yes, that was the third one. You had Spy Kids 2, and Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, 'cause it's 3D.
The third one. They did a fourth
Wasn't
one.
Wasn't that in 4D?
Might have been,
Spy Kids
which
does
is
something else
odd
in
because
4D.
the fourth dimension is time.
Yeah, I don't know what they did there.
But if memory serves,
You leave before you go in. It's
Spy Kids 4 wasn't actually directly connected. It wasn't the same actors or anything.
you must have got old by that point. It wouldn't have been Spy Kids. It would have been Spy Teenagers. By young adults. Kids have a habit of growing up quickly.
Yeah, actually, yeah. There's a huge. What you've got there is
Spy Kids Next Generation.
So you had Spy Kids, which came out in 2001. Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams, which I quite liked.
They were stupid films, but I was young.
They're weird films, I admit. Spy Kids 3D.
Well, it's Robert
Game
Rodriguez.
Over.
He does weird films. I don't know.
And then
Just
the most
normally they're not
recent one-
kid-friendly.
Well, you had 2001, 2002, 2003. The next one was then 2011, which was Spy Kids All the Time in the World. Which, as far as I'm aware, is not even remotely connected to any of the original films in terms of it's none of the original cast. And it's got awful reviews.
Oh, the rest of them have got brilliant reviews. Probably possible. Like, yeah, it's a kids film. It's a stupid kids film, but yeah.
No, they do actually appear, I think. The originals do appear in the film. I'm just
In the
looking at the cast
background,
list.
there.
I've not seen the film, oddly enough.
I can have any. I can have small points that was Spy Kids 3. That was dreadful. Kind of awesomely dreadful, but yeah, just no. Spy Kids.
They were fun films, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
I admit, they were odd.
Again, that's putting it mildly. They were odd. I remember them because Antonio Banderas was in them.
They were fun.
What do you need to make a kids film?
Alan Cumming was in them.
Oh, he's been in lots of dreadful things.
He's been in a lot. Antonio Banderas, you're right though.
Yeah. Antonio Banderas.
George Clooney.
Yes. Was
He
he?
was yeah, George Clooney is Devlin. He's the guy who like sends them the messages. He's got the he's kind of got like the black thing that hides his eyes. It's supposed to hide his identity, but I remember he often takes it down because it's a physical thing. It's not added on the camera.
Wow. Oh dear. Oh, look, it's okay.
Steve Buscemi, of course, was in the second one.
What?
Steve Buscemi. He was in the second one.
No. They all just blur in a blur of weird visuals and interesting deliveries.
And Khan.
Yes, Khan was in the third one.
Yeah, he was in the second and the third one.
He's like the uncle, but he's surprisingly sinister. It's like
Well,
maybe
he's
it's because I
grandfather.
see you as grandpa, whatever. He's
He was
red,
a grandfather,
but he's
wasn't
sinister in that film. Right? Maybe it's like me seeing you as Khan, but I don't trust you at all.
Ironically, he's not at all.
I mean,
Sinister.
yeah, you're the best Khan, but that's not much for competition.
I'm just
Fair.
looking through the cast list of some of them.
But
You're right, Sylvester Stallone was in was the main villain in the third one.
Amazing in all the wrong ways, but it was amazing. Come on, how often does Stallone play a villain?
Not very often.
Unless
Elijah Wood was in the third one as well, actually.
Yeah. Come on, you want to see Stallone play a villain? I'm like, this is gonna be just odd and odd and like, he's great, but for all the wrong reasons.
Do you know what the weirdest thing though? What you're just saying about Robert Rodriguez, because he did the Machete films, doesn't
Yes,
he?
he does.
Machete is a
that's
character.
that's more what he does. Than the ones, like,
Machete's actually a character in the Spy Kids films.
yes. show.
Which means they're a shared universe.
Doing it before Marvel made it cool. Even DC did it before Marvel made it cool. It's called the DC Animated Universe. But that doesn't count because it's cartoons.
It is
which
bizarre.
Well, some people say Marvel did it first. Yeah, technically DC did it first with the animated universe. But yeah, sure, we'll go with that. It technically started in '92 with Batman animated series. Superman, which that came out later. I remember when Superman animated series came out. And then
Okay, wow, I would not recognise her nowadays.
Who?
I'm looking at the actors who played Carmen and Junie. So they were the lead characters in the first three of them. I'm just looking at how they look now. I would not recognise Alex Vega, who played Carmen.
Yeah.
No, Daryl Sabara, by contrast, I would recognise. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have changed too much. Hang on.
And if you bring it up, he punches you in the face.
He voiced characters in Saints Row the Third.
Did he?
Yeah, pedestrian and character voices.
Saints Row 3 has Burt Reynolds in it. I was weirded out before the casting.
And he's the voice of Rhino in Ultimate Spider-Man TV series.
He actually had a career after Spy Kids.
I do always find it a bit odd when you get child actors and you see them much later on. You realise, wow, they're completely different.
Usually they're surprisingly effed up.
Children, they grow up. Who knew?
My God, what is this witchcraft? Children stay young forever. Oh, too bad. Happy. Right, going off the video. Back to bringing up dredges of our childhood.
It's weird.
The entire 90s and certainly the early 2000s were just weird. Like Space Jam. What the fuck was that about?
They're doing another one, aren't they?
I know, they keep saying that, they should go into it.
I think it's in the works.
I keep hearing things, a lot of things they're going to be doing, but that was weird, Space Jam. It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but not as good.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a brilliant film.
Oh, that's a great film. The book is very different.
The book is radically different, yeah.
Die Hard's based on the book, but people look at you like weird when you say that. And yeah, Die Hard's based on the book. The book's very different, but it's loosely based on the book. Okay. I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's a great film. Christopher Lloyd being the bad guy. The moment you see him, the bad guy, just villain.
What's his name again?
Judge Doom.
Judge Doom, yeah.
And it's Christopher Lloyd. Being sinister, like, villain. Villain.
That's Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
Ah. That's great stuff. If you've not seen it,
who
go
hasn't
watch
seen
it.
Well,
You'd be surprised there'll be people out there who haven't.
It's a great film. I don't know.
It's an amazing film. We need to do it one day. We need to watch that one for the channel. Amazing film. I love film. And of course, it helps cement a few ideas as well. The idea of Jessica Rabbit, of course.
Voiced by Kathleen Turner. Uncredited voice, but it's just the
Is she
voice of-
uncredited, really?
Yeah, it's uncredited. The voice of Jessica Rabbit.
That's quite interesting. But I do love that film.
And the only time you'll ever see Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse on screen together.
Yeah, it is actually. It's weird.
That's a weird. I mean, like,
what studio produced it?
I would say Warner Bros. Off my head, but
Here we are. It was produced by Touchstone Pictures and Amblin Entertainment. So Touchstone is with Walt Disney,
another one's by with a.
and Amblin is Spielberg.
Spielberg did stuff with Warner Brothers. He did Animaniacs and that with Warner Brothers.
Yeah. That's quite interesting.
And there's also Daffy Duck and Donald Duck on the stage together briefly.
Oh yeah, so they are. Oh, that's a great bit.
It's weird.
So many references. It's actually, in some ways, in a few ways, it's kind of a grown-up film though as well. The references it makes and things like that.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's for kids, but the two reasons.
I'm just reading about the casting now for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So Bob Hoskins plays Eddie Valiant. Spielberg was an executive producer. His first choice for the role was Harrison Ford.
That was very different.
Yeah,
They don't just been Blade Runner with tunes, which admittedly is an awesome idea.
But apparently Ford's price was too high. Bill Murray was also considered for the role, however, due to his method of receiving offers for roles, he missed out.
I.e., he throws them in your face usually, but it's Bill Murray, he does that.
Eddie Murphy reportedly turned down the role, then he later regretted it.
Bet he did.
There we are, and actually it's because of Back to the Future that Lloyd got the job.
Well, yeah, Back to the Future is probably his first big, well, since Taxi, but...
Well, it's not just that, it's because he worked with Zemeckis.
Most people know Christopher Lloyd probably because of Back to the Future.
Yeah, well, he worked with Zemeckis, who was the director on this, on Back to the Future, and Amblin Entertainment, who did it as well. Lloyd avoided blinking his eyes on camera.
You don't see the great, he almost never blinks on the camera. Which I think is what Christopher Lloyd just does anyway.
Oh wow! So the guy who voiced Roger Rabbit, which is Charles Fleischer, to facilitate Hoskins' performance, he dressed in a Roger Bunny suit and stood in behind the camera for most of the scenes.
Of all this, of them doing all this. If it was even filmed back in the 80, okay. They did special features, but.
I'm finding it more interesting.
It's just how they did it all in the scenes where they actually interact.
I love the way they did it. Yeah, because that would have been a challenge. Because
the bit with the handcuffs, they have to move as Roger takes his hand down and goes.
Some brilliant moments for it. I don't understand why she was uncredited.
I don't know why. Maybe she wanted it.
Maybe.
Reasons.
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc managed to voice things.
Yeah, he voices loads of them. It's also one of the last productions he did because he died the following year.
Christopher Lee was originally considered for the role of Judge Doom.
Was he really?
And way more sinister. He did.
That would be terrifying. In some ways, I'd find it more fun though as well. But no, Christopher Lloyd's perfect for the part.
He is a cartoon at times.
Yeah,
he can be a cartoon.
It's brilliant. Guy who played R.K. Maru. I just love the film because it's so
40s.
It's that kind of that hard-boiled type noir type thing, but it's animated and it's got a weird mix of combining.
Cartoons.
Yeah, it's cartoons made real. It's the whole idea.
A rabbit playing patty cake.
And when they see the photos for it, Roger's going through so quickly.
Yeah.
The photos it's just animated. It's just literally that. That's brilliant.
And the effects still hold up.
The effects are great. I love that film.
Having them actually there, even though they're not there. Another film that's tried to do animation, and didn't the Looney Tunes have a movie where it was live action and other than Space Jam? Remember Timothy Dalton was in it. It was probably the best thing in it. But Timothy Dalton's awesome.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna work this out by looking.
There's Space Jam, which is basically an advert that is kind of. It still has the best out of nowhere Bill Murray.
I love that. He just appeared.
Okay, Bill Murray, and he won't do Ghostbusters 3, but he'll do this film. Right.
Yes, they did. Looney Tunes back in action.
Yes, Timothy Dalton. That was also live action and tunes. It was darn.
That's a weird film.
Timothy Dalton is the best thing in that film.
That film has got Brendan Fraser.
Who is?
Steve Martin.
Just reminded me of the Mummy film that came out.
Or the new one.
Yeah.
Or the original.
The original's come out again. What, you mean the original Mummy film?
Sorry, I'll rephrase it. Do you mean the one with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, they were awesome films. Okay, the second one was a bit stupid, but they were
I'll admit, the dragon, the one...
I watched a bit of that and got bored halfway through. When Rachel Weisz is in this film, I don't care.
Yeah, they've changed.
At that point, I just don't care. And
I like the other two.
I like the first one. The first one can be creepy and kind of effed up when you think about it. And the second one's just kind of stupid. Didn't it also get an animated series, The Mummy? I vaguely remember.
It did get an animated series.
Yeah.
Right.
When you think cartoons for kids, you think to be fair, Alien was going to get a cartoon series. In fact, they even made the toys for it, and the series never happened. RoboCop got an animated kid series. Although those films got more kid friendly as they went on. She watched the original RoboCop. That's got some horrific like to see when Murphy gets shot in the original. It's horrific. I'm like, weird things to get kids. Not Rambo get an animated series. Weird things get animated series, you know, thing.
That's interesting. Brendan Fraser was the voice of the Tasmanian Devil in Looney Tunes Back in
Does
Action.
that really require too much voice acting in Taz?
Not really, but it's weird to get a big name like that who's in the film themselves voicing another character for it. Particularly because he's not a voice actor.
I like him for the one where he's being funny. He's the best thing in Hot Fuzz. He's just great.
I'm still just going through for the flashback of what we're talking about with the Mummy. The Mummy 2. I like the Mummy 2.
Other than the CG on the rock is horrific, like
Yes.
really bad. But yeah, the first one is kind of like the old school horror. It's a horror film more than a horror. It's creepy.
Yeah, the second one's a bit more family
The
friendly.
second one's a bit more family friendly.
To be fair, it's got to be more family friendly because you've got a child involved as well, and it also allows them to sort of remarket it a little bit as a film.
The first one wasn't graphic. Okay, the scarab beetles freaked me out as a kid.
Scarabs are terrifying.
That sort of thing, that scene where you're like, ah.
But I always remember the second one as well because Alan Armstrong's in it, of course.
Yes, he is.
And generally, that's my mark on things.
It took me 10 minutes to go, wait a minute.
I'm a big fan of Alan Armstrong. If he's in something, I'll probably end up watching it.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's hilarious, isn't it?
They're great films.
And John Hannah.
And John Hannah. Oh, Jonathan.
Yes. I remember the bus,
Brilliant.
the car chase in the bus in London.
Yes. Oh, they're great films.
Stupid, but the new one knew what to go.
Completely stupid.
You see, I saw a trailer for the new one. Like, this is a bit too serious for what it is.
The reviews are awful.
It's a fucking mummy and film. You know, this is not. You know, as we all know, Egypt was the home of all evil in fiction.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, it's a classic nonsense because what they're literally
the original
doing
one,
with
the
this,
Boris Karloff one back in the 30s. The original one. The original mummy.
One. It's universal because it's part of the universal.
Well, yeah, that's
monster.
what that was the plan with the new one. It's the shared universe. Well,
they're doing a shared universe for it, but this one's
because now everything has to have a universe now. It's the thing. Everything.
So,
Universal monsters need their own.
Yes, the original is 32.
Yeah, original.
Because the original mummy was played by. Do you know?
Boris Karloff, wasn't it?
Karloff, yeah.
Yeah.
So not only was he Frankenstein's monster.
Between him and Lon Chaney, I think they did most of them.
Apparently, I'm trying to remember from the Mark Gatiss History of Horror ones, he's the only person except for presidents who's been on US postage stamps like 3 or 4, quite a lot of times. I can't remember exactly how many. Because he's appeared as Frankenstein's monster and the mummy.
The mummy. It doesn't have a name, it's just the mummy.
I don't think it did, actually.
I don't think I've ever seen the original flavor.
Well, we know that's going to be one for us.
What? Halloween? Mummy month. Mummy month.
I just clicked on, I'm on Wikipedia and just clicked on The Mummy, the animated series, what we were talking about.
I remember that.
It's apparently, though, it's not based entirely, it's loosely based.
Oh, there's no continuity to the films, fuck no.
No, there's none whatsoever.
It's just like, okay, the second one was more friendly and odd thing to make an animated series out of. How much story opportunities are there with that mummy?
No, he does have a name.
Imhotep in the new ones, yeah, but I mean back in the original, but no one calls him that.
He does have a name in the original one.
Does he? Oh, he does.
Imhotep.
It is Imhotep, okay.
It is Imhotep, yeah.
He was called mummy.
He was the ancient Egyptian priest Imhotep.
Imhotep. Who slept with someone he shouldn't. That was the new one.
I'm just reading through the plot now of the original one. It's quite different.
Mummy comes to life. Rainbow.
It's actually the plot's actually very similar to the 1999 film. Broadly speaking.
Well, yeah, the idea Mummy comes back to life.
Well, it's not even that. It's Imhotep escaped from the archaeologist, taking the scroll of Thoth, which is a life-giving scroll, and prowls Cairo seeking the modern reincarnation of Anck-su-namun. Which he does in the other one. Yeah. Interesting though, there's a big leap because in the first one it starts in 1921, and then you jump 10 years later. It's very interesting.
I just thought in the second one the army of Anubis was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, they were cool.
That's kind of crappy CG, but that's kind of cool.
It's the 90s.
Yeah, but even for the time, it was bad. Like, even at the time, like, that's not very good. And fuck the 90s. 90s had Jurassic Park. Okay, not CG, but special effects were amazing.
Oh yeah, to be fair. Yeah, it's fair enough. It's the difference of budgeting though as well, I think.
Steven Spielberg's allowed to.
Now, if we're talking about great films, Jurassic Park.
That's a Park's good film.
That's an amazing film. It's got major plot issues, but they all do.
The original book has... Okay, the original book, everyone's an asshole, but that's Michael Crichton's writing.
Yeah,
in Michael Crichton writing in a nutshell of all his books is everyone's kind of an asshole.
I was going to say, John Hammond in the book is completely different.
Dies.
He dies. His death, they don't reference it exactly, but his death is kind of the same way that the guy who's killed by the Compsognathus in The Lost World.
Yes.
But they're great films.
It's an action film that kind of has a point.
The music is incredible.
John Williams.
Yeah, John Williams, just incredible music. It's iconic.
Like most of John Williams scores.
Like most of the scores, yeah.
Name one that's not big up. For some reason,
I now have to go look up John Williams
some really
scores.
obscure film he did, no one knows about, and he did.
I'm trying to think of ones that are
He did
just
Jaws. Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, obviously.
E.T.
Rift, E.T. I don't like E.T. as a film, it bores the shit out of me.
He did the first 3 Harry Potter films.
First 3 of us, the first...
Didn't do all of them, he did the first 3.
Well, I know the Harry Potter theme is his,
Yeah.
You've forgotten the tune at all, I know.
Yeah,
The theme you think of Harry Potter.
He did Jaws.
Which I believe is Hedwig's theme, actually.
Yeah. Jaws,
Dies!
Superman.
And, spoiler alert for the 7th book there. Or the... No, it would be the 7th film, because the book had a big guy. I think best character died.
I've still not seen the last ones.
I've read the 7th book, and
No, I haven't read the books.
sadly, Harry doesn't die. I was rooting for that, but no.
Well, technically he does, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but he comes back to life again. Or
No,
does
no,
he?
no.
Fuck, I went, this turned to a different book now, suddenly.
I'm just looking at all the films that he's done music for, so it's Jaws, Star Wars, Superman, E.T., Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, the first 2 Home Alone movies,
Yeah.
apparently, and the first 3 Harry Potter films.
Wow.
Yeah. The video's ended, doesn't
I
it?
can say mine's gone very quiet since it ended.
Yeah.
Nothing much happened.
We've not
Nothing. I
aside from-
fought a load of rockets. There was nothing to happen.
Okay.
But next week something might happen in terms of boss fights. And I say someone's purple trousers come back because now he's identified by his purple trousers.